What's up, guys? RikujoMarame here, and we're doing something a little different today. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now, and that is I wanted to be able to kind of go back and see progression, so to speak. Now, first off, before I go any further, let me say this video has been a nightmare. And when I say nightmare, I mean I've recorded this thing like 20 different times. Very small exaggeration. I've re-recorded this thing like probably eight times. Try to record, try to edit, something's not compatible, wrong format, the audio's bad. I ended up recording my voice when I was redoing something else, and I didn't mean to, so I have an echo, and it's just one problem after the next. So, long story short, hopefully this works. We're gonna go on from here. So what I'm going to be doing today is we're going to be kind of doing a blast from the past. And then we're going to compare that with future. So what do I mean by that? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to, as you can see here on the screen, we're going to be watching Mischeif Maker's commentary part 1. This is actually one of the very first commentaries that I did solo on my channel. We're going to kind of review it, and then we're going to see where I went on from there. As far as I actually re-recorded the same game, and we'll see how things change out. Oh my god, we'll see how things change out from then. I mean, from then to now, and I will note it says 9 minutes and 39 seconds. This was back when YouTube you had to get verified, and it took time, like. Before you could get verified, it wasn't as updated as the internet is now, where they have bots that say, here, send yourself an email with a link. If you click that link, it verifies your account, so you can do videos longer than 10 minutes. There was a cap back in the day. Yeah, some of you guys remember. So anyway, let's get this started. Alright, hello everybody. This is Negasonic2277, and this is the part 1 of the Mischeif Maker's commentary. So not bad. Kind of starting out, because this was a commentary. It wasn't an actual let's play, because let's playing wasn't the thing.
My intake on this game.
Well, I mean there was a thing back then, but it wasn't like
fun. It's
relevant,
different, you know,
as much.
Because usually the Nintendo, everybody's used to Super Mario. Just different game genres, Zelda mostly. But this was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. Sorry about some of the play lag. It's not the best. Video, audio, sync, all that. It's a little slow down.
So, I do like that that I'm actually talking the whole time, and that's huge. Keeping your audience engaged with your own dialogue is like huge. Sorry, I see this like hair that's just constantly dangling.
Yes, as you see here, there's already a Negasonic.
Negasonic.
There were some errors in my first few bits and pieces of the playthrough,
so I find that really funny, actually.
The first part, and then this.
So,
well,
I
a bit later, but
I find that funny because I deleted the Rikujo file, and now my channel's name is RikujoMarame.
I won't actually show you the ones I messed up on.
So I have to laugh a little bit. Let me turn this down just a smidge. I have to laugh a little bit because one, I'm 17 when I made this video, so that tells you how many years ago that this was. Oh my. No face cam, debut video capture, so it's a really crappy video recording program, but it's what I had at the time. A Rock Band microphone, USB microphone, as opposed to my Shure PG42 $400 some odd microphone. A little $20 one that you can get at GameStop for the Wii, for crying out loud. It's so cool to go back and watch this.
There's actually good,
but I'm not that bad actually, considering I'm keeping. Well, one thing is this is recorded in post, so like if doing it live is a substantially different chain of events. Like it's hugely different.
They break their obviously what seems to be.
But
air
I'm
conditioning.
doing my best to try to keep everybody engaged.
Guys beating
I
each
I
other up,
did a
hitting
little
them
bit
and
more
stuff
of an
like that.
informative
It's
style.
like, how long does it
So I
take
do
to
jump
get
back and
progressive?
forth
Honestly,
between like my let's play styles. I do
does
jump
make
back and
it
forth
really
between
Mm,
I do jump back and forth between
Jeez, took you guys long enough. How they all start leaving. Cat's still cool.
you could tell I sleep often. I jump back and forth between informative
Where'd it go?
and like
Crap.
comedy as far as like when I'm doing let's plays. So this one was definitely more of the informative styles when I started. I got more comedic
First
as
up.
time went on.
I love this bad guy scream. Just listen. It's like, what? It's like you stepped on a squirrel or something.
So
Awesome.
notice I do notice I have a little bit more stutter when I am playing it. So it's kind of cringy for me a little bit
Fortunately, my
because
recording,
it's I fumbled to try to get words
my
out,
recording
whereas
device
now
only does 30
I
frames a second.
don't, so to speak, or at least
So
I
there
make
is
some
going to
gestures
be
or something to kind of like fill in the gap.
It's
A
not
lot of it's that's definitely different is when I have a face cam, I'm looking up, you know, and stuff like that.
Cyborg G. Next time on Mischeif Makers.
Definitely a fan of Dragon Ball Z.
This is actually my first solo commentary. The only real solo that I did was the actual.
Notice no
as I put
like
it.
insane
So,
amounts of voice
Pretty
acting, the
much
kind of stuff that I like to do
yes.
now.
Awesome. throw the guy into the fire. Okay, see those golden gems for those who do have this game. Very important if you want to see the bonus sequence.
So it's hard for me to
is
watch
not a
this
live
while
playthrough.
trying to talk over myself because I'm
actually my
trying to
first
listen to see if I find
non-live
any
playthrough.
not flaws, so to
My
speak,
first
but
live
like
playthrough and
if I
first
find
playthrough to begin
anything
with was with Zero
sort of cringy. Also, Zero Kirby.
These
Oh, I love that
green-
boy.
or blue gems represent health.
It's funny because when I played through this game later, I didn't do that. I totally forgot
You can
about those gems up
boost.
there.
So,
But I don't really explain a whole lot
Yes.
of gameplay mechanics
Sonic
in this one, which is interesting because that's kind of my thing. Like, I like to explain how to play a game
As you can see here, this is
This-
the
that I've
village
known
elder
for so many
slash
years.
mage, and he actually, surprisingly, if you can get the enough of those,
But again,
Yeah,
I can't
gems,
help
you
but
can
be
get a,
impressed
bonus
of just
sequence in which,
the
the
level
old guy
of
will actually play a key
of
role.
intellect and dialogue I have when
I
I'm doing
will
this.
Get to it
this
later on
game.
in the playthrough
Because
about
I
what,
just
it
this
is
was
that
my
he does,
childhood game on
because
this Nintendo 64.
actually,
It was just amazingly fun.
I've seen the whole bonus sequence, and yes, here is the goal.
I do notice that I have a habit of
Into the stage.
talking
As
about
the
something,
marker
going on a tangent,
starts,
and then go,
yep, the
oh, by the
orange
way,
one's
this
actually
is
teleported.
this, and oh, by the way, this
So
is that,
Rick Kalina.
and I've kind of pulled away from doing that
Oh,
sometimes.
no. Clone.
I say sometimes because it's
Well,
hard.
Anyway,
Mostly because this was recorded, like I said, in
So,
post,
yes,
so I can't actually anticipate
bonus
when something shows
sequence,
up. So if you ever
I'll
do
get
a
to it later
commentative
because
style, just
it'd
kind of
be
remember that
kinda ruining it if
when
I
you're
were to
playing
explain
through it,
stuff,
either
because they
expect
actually
yourself to
explain all the
talk
characters.
over
We'll
something,
get to that just yet.
or
Introduce
you may be subjected
She's a clone
to
from the army.
stopping whatever you're trying to explain if
Bad
you're with a
guys.
friend or something,
Let's
let's
go.
say. If you're trying to explain something or tell a joke or something, and then you want to say,
See those.
oh,
They're
this is how
literally-
this
they're
works, or
in-
this is how
some
this
of-
works.
some of
Like,
them
you
can
want to
be
jump
really
back
hard
and
to
forth
find.
between the
Some of 'em are
informative
obvious to
bits.
find,
That's
and
a
you
lot
actually
harder
have
to
sliding
do
jump, which I had a few fails
when
with.
you're
That's actually
doing
literally
a
your
commentation
highest jump
rather
is the
than
sliding
a
jump.
let's play.
A couple of errors here. My controller was acting up.
Also, I remember that controller. That controller was a joke.
Yes,
It
you
was
have
a
three
USB,
bars. You
like,
have
third-party,
your green bar, your orange bar, and your
almost
blue bar
PlayStation-esque
for health.
controller, and it was a
The
joke.
red gems, no, they don't represent your health. Actually,
Now I
they
play
can
with
be
a
used for couple
Xbox
different
360
purposes.
controller,
One, if you actually
because it's
manage to run out of
USB and it
health,
works really well.
they actually give you a continue if you get enough of them. Because they actually cost you, I think, 10 per continue. Let's see,
The amount of
uses is
puffs
there's
that I
a
can hear in my
little-
mic
there's
is also like,
a ball that you can actually grab
because
onto,
now
but
now
it's
that I
kinda
have
can't
great
really
friends
around it.
like EPC
Actually, she gives you
and who
hints.
helps me edit and
And,
shows me
you
things
can
about
pay
audio.
her
His
to
thing
give you
is
hints.
just
You just,
audio is just an amazing thing.
Well, She says shake, so Clan Barland is this next level. She says shake, shake.
and the
Honestly, it's the weirdest
clipping
thing I've
and
ever encountered. in a
I
game.
tell you, I used,
As weird as this game is,
I want to say
out there,
four.
it's-
If I were to
it's-
say
I mean,
4 programs to
like,
run
while you're watching this commentary,
the
look at
the game
dialogue.
itself.
I'll
So
see
that's
right
running
there,
on the
that-
computer.
one with the rip-
Audacity
You actually
for my mic.
boost down and she'll see like that.
Debut video
Yes, she says
capture.
shake, shake.
Can I barf
and
now,
you do
please?
that, and right here. watch.
To record the game,
Anyway. You can do
and I think that was it.
And she'll give you
I think
advice.
that should
on
be,
a couple
yeah,
different
like
things.
4
She'll give
different
you
programs
most of the
that I
time it's
use
advice
when
on
I'm
the
recording.
actual level itself.
Now I use
Other
Adobe
times she'll give you
Audition.
advice on,
I
like, the
use
boss or just other
OBS,
stuff.
depending on what I'm playing. I use OBS or Elgato Game
Yes, that's the
Capture
clan shit
HD.
right there, trying to
Like I
psych
said,
me
it
out.
depends on what I'm playing. And then and that's pretty much it. Usually I use my face cam as actually my Canon,
Bomb,
which
right?
now you know for a fact that this is what I normally use when I
There we get
record
my
officially.
golden
But I'm doing this through OBS, and I'm trying out my webcam, which is a Logitech 720. It's like a
I actually feel
$20
really bad for
webcam that
people
does
who are watching this
720p.
on a bad computer
HD,
because
so
your frame rate is gonna be
it's not bad.
5 times harder than those with high speed right now.
Yeah, and considering where the internet is now, it's even more higher speed.
Sorry, guys.
But all in all, remember, whenever you're starting out YouTubing and doing this kind of stuff, you don't have to have the
It always makes me
fanciest
think she's doing
software.
instant
You don't
transmission.
have to have the best amazing computer. This computer
I mean,
had
just
Windows
'cause sometimes
2000
just come
on
out
it.
of nowhere later on,
It was a
it's like,
joke computer, but I
pure
made it
magic.
work.
All right, and I'll see you guys on the next part.
So
All right. Hello.
yeah, just goes right into the next video. So that wasn't bad. All in all, that was not that bad, and I applaud myself. Despite having the lackluster equipment, I made it work, and I did pretty decently, in my opinion, compared to what I do now. I've come quite a ways, and I've improved a lot. But don't let me just say it for myself. I want to be able to make it so that you guys can see the difference between where I'm at now as opposed to where I was and stuff like that. So we're gonna pause this episode right here, and I'll come right back with after the fact, where I have we're gonna see, because I re-recorded. I did that recording again, and we will see where I've improved, things that are different, and we'll commentate over that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey guys, and we're back. I've got a different shirt on, so consistency is not a thing, or continuity, whatever that word is. And I have allergies, so I apologize for that ahead of time. So there may be a little bit of sniffing. I'll try my best to hopefully not do that during this recording, but anyway, so we're back. Mischeif update is the name of the file, because I actually didn't upload this one to YouTube out of the spite of the video continuity and I had a couple of different things that I had planned. I just didn't want to upload it. So anyway, let's get into it. Also, there's 2 of me. Like, I'm looking at the recording over here on the left. What you guys see. Mischeif makers. What's up, guys? RikujoMarame here, and we are playing some Mischeif makers. Oh, look at your cute little
I've played
face.
this game before, quite a lot in the past, and
He's oblivious to me. Don't tell him.
yeah, that doesn't really help me.
Following senpai
Save
everywhere.
process, I've only played it for 1 hour. But I haven't played this game in like I don't want to say a decade, but it feels like a decade. Hold on while I try to punch this in there.
So I do notice a couple of things that I like right away. Is
This is a bad day for me.
there's face cam now. That's one. So that's definitely different right off the bat. My audio qualities.
Boom. There we go.
Oh,
So
so good in comparison to what it
say
used to be.
is, I've recorded this several times in the past, so I do apologize.
There's no pop pop pop. You know, like mic popping. Like, I'm trying to make it pop now, and I'm sure you can hear it, but there's not so much of that anymore, and I like that.
And
I just haven't been able to do it, and I apologize because there's just been
Again, this is not the
much
best quality that I could have
when
done
try to record
because I'm doing this with the
whether
face
it's
cam
the file format's different,
rather than
or not.
my actual
And I
Canon
do
HD
may
1060
apologize
camera.
a little bit if you notice my webcam or my face cam is a little different because I'm actually doing it without using the actual camera, so it's not like 1080p 60 frames a second with my face cam. I'm using OBS as a recording.
Oh, sorry, I can't be
OBS.
looking at it like this in front of me. I should be looking at it like this, like I'm looking at myself.
So, without further ado, enough like explanation of things, but we'll get back into that a little bit later. But anyway, we are playing Mischief Makers. I loved this game. Notice the little thing that says treasure in the corner. On the screen. Also, something I did just now notice is I'm trying to look at like the calendar that's on the wall, or a pinup poster, maybe. Pervy old man.
You tell me, friend. I'm watching you.
I love this guy's scream. Wait for it. He just screams. I love it. So there's a lot going on in this game, obviously, and for me to try to like sum this all up in like one short video is a lot more than it looks.
Trust me, it is hard.
So to speak.
So the difference right away, that makes it a little bit harder to kind of like, I don't want to say comparison. I can't commentate on the game and the mechanics and everything that's going on storyline wise. I also battle with wanting to read the dialogue.
Well, I keep flipping the fact that I'm facing a different way.
And everything else. So
I lost him.
see, there you go. I'm trying to do some voice acting. Honestly, that's the way I should have went about the game, because it just makes the dialogue just makes the game a lot more enjoyable. I love it. I love this game.
That'd be hilarious.
And so it's a lot harder to work with because I'm playing the game, so I can't just focus all on talking. Like, you know, I'm also explaining things like that, so I can't.
Just dodge rolling. It's the only way to travel. Jumping.
But also the quality. Oh my God! Looking at the difference between the quality of the original game or the original video and this video.
Alright.
Oh
so
my
there's a couple
God!
different things that you could notice. You're literally all your combat is based on
The frame rate is hugely different.
Throwing things.
And I love it. It's so much solid. So much smoother. God, I can't word today.
You have aerial boosts and stuff like that. Down boost if you want to go down quicker. The dodge roll. Otherwise, you can't like boost it down on the ground. Or anything like that. So you can also do this weird like little slide boost things, or if you hold down and you boost to the left or right, you do this weird like like a jerky, like I don't know what I'd even call it, but it's funny as fuck to do. Anyway, so real quick, these are the gems in the game. They all do different things.
This sucks because I find myself watching this more because you guys have never seen this. I've never uploaded this. So I'm like, I'm tempted to let myself talk, and at the same token, I'm like, I want to do what this video is about and like explain the differences and just how much I've improved. And honestly, I have. I'm really proud of myself from where I've come from, compared to where I've been, where I've started, my roots, and the quality and everything else. It just makes me really happy to see how far I've come. I really do wish that I had taken the extra effort to actually record it with the actual camera, and then that way you guys get like the full experience of the quality difference, and maybe in time I will, or maybe I'll actually probably invest in a better webcam, and then that way the quality will be a lot better for you guys. I literally bought this thing at Fry's because I wanted to do face cam for streams and stuff, which is great for what it is, but when I want to come down to recording, it's a lot different.
Can be detrimental. Depends on what you shake in the game. Oh no! Ah! And no, bombs don't hurt you, or at least that bomb doesn't hurt you. so to speak.
True.
Bombs do hurt.
If
Depends on who's throwing.
if an enemy throws a bomb at you, it'll hurt you. But if you're throwing a bomb at yourself, it doesn't really hurt you.
Kind of just show you. This is part of like one big project that I'm doing, but I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing it.
And I am. Here I am.
This is Kalina, which is your clone. No, this is what happens when the internet finds you and gets cosplay. You also have to fight her later, which is way later in the game.
Honestly, I would love to see cosplay of Marina.
You must be a drone of the evil.
You never really see that.
Like that, but I'll stop you. Ooh, I'm scared. You're so scary, Marina. Catch me if you can.
Get back here! Jesus Christ, I didn't know I could actually get up there.
Yeah, that was the first.
That makes getting that gem
That was the
so
first
much
time I've ever
easier.
done that before.
Because there's basically you go through this little town like here, and you can get this gem one of two ways. You can do that, or you can do what I just did and just like jump through half the stage to get that. But anyway, oh.
I tried to slide and do that jump there, which you can do. I just did it late.
Also, these are trees. That's a tree. Just remember, everything in this place is like
The
made of
world.
blocks,
The
so
world
make
is
it
blocks.
like-
Everything's a block.
That's the Christmas tree.
That's the one you get to chop down.
It wants to eat us all.
Woo! So this game's a ton of fun, and the thing is, if for those of you that don't know, this was actually made by one of the very popular
Yep.
Final Fantasy franchises, and I say Final Fantasy franchises in the sense that this was
The developers.
made by Enix, Treasure and Enix. Enix being the Enix part of Square. Come here.
Squeer.
being
I'm gonna start calling it that now. Square Enix.
Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. Squaresoft, if you've ever played Kingdom Hearts 1, Squaresoft was the original name of the company, and then Squaresoft bought out Enix, and then they became Square Enix. So, or Enix, depends on this, however you want to call it. But needless to say, I have a lot of fun playing this game. I know I've said that like 5 times, but I literally have to stress that point. This game is a ton of fun. Really well made. It's for the Nintendo 64. Came out several years ago. Lord
Yeah, see, that's
knows
the
what
thing that
timeline.
the difference between me and like my buddies like Zero Kirby or EPZ. They would have done the research and have memorized that shit. Like, oh yeah, this is when this came out and the timing and all that other stuff. But me, I go with the
Also,
flow.
the music in this game, hands down, really good. I cannot tell you how much fun the music is to listen to in this game. I have the soundtrack in my car, and I've listened to it several times. God damn it.
It's also weird when you have a big subwoofer in your car and you have that shit blasting. And it's like, oh, this is a weird soundtrack to listen to. Running down the freeway, somebody be listening into some dubstep or something like that.
Teabag! Give me the white one. The white one's fast. I'm not racist. You are.
Don't make that
Actually,
joke.
The orange one is the fastest, but
Don't make that
this
joke.
one is
Don't go
hard
there.
time.
Whatever you do, do not go there. This project, I like to think is kind of like a fail, but not fail because
I use instant transmission.
I'm just enjoying it too much.
There's a lot I could say about
Eh,
this game. Honestly, it's super hard for me to sum it up in like one sitting, but I just have to say this game is
I
just
do
a
wish
ton
I
of
looked
fun.
at
If
the
you get your hands
camera
on it,
a little more,
freaking
which is
play
why
it.
like doing it with the face cam up here is a little harder compared to the one that's actually like down here. That's where I normally record, then I have to
The
stand
one
back.
time I was gonna, like do some legit voice acting throughout the entire section, and I whiffed it by freaking oh my god.
Because I'm
the damn
as
skip
I would wager a
Oh,
guess,
no.
you guys like to watch me play, not just like the gameplay, like have me address you guys as a person, because that's kind of like the principle of YouTubing, is when you're recording, you want to make sure you're talking to your audience, you're engaging your audience. And I don't feel like I'm doing that enough. And it is good to kind of go back and, like, this video I'll be able to come back to later in the future and look at these as reminders to myself and go, hey, you know, address your audience more. Hey, you know, try to do voice acting and stuff like that. You know, try to focus on different things. And it's true.
That could be taken in a very, very foul place. I'm gonna skip this. So long story short, for this stage, we need to actually
and the thing is in time, like as things get better in my life, I'm gonna be able to afford to pay EPZ to edit everything, and trust me guys, my content will be way more top tier when that does happen. But there's only so much somebody can do, because YouTube doesn't actually pay me for anything. This is a lot of like trial and there's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of extra stuff that goes on in the background that takes time in making quality content. And it does suck for me because I want to be able to, like, I have a personal issue with presenting bad quality, despite right now me clearly using my webcams. It's only because I was tired of recording this like 5 or 6 different times. I just wanted to do this real quickly, and I apologize because that's just me being lazy. Like, I really should have taken it to heart, but I don't want to make this whole video about me just apologizing for quality of my content. I am already very much proud of myself for how far I've come, what I've presented to you guys. I mean, I'm not still recording with the same old technology. I've got 2 screens here. I've got a hand-built computer. You know, I've worked substantially harder. I have face cam. I have a $400 microphone. Quality is something that I've definitely got present in my content. I literally just, one little thing, my camera. That's the only thing that's different.
I like the method that I use to get up here. Oh, damn it. And even then I still could have made it. Cuz you can do the outside method.
I'm playing this off. I just figured out how to do that, actually. I was like, you know what? As much skill as I have with platforming games, I bet you I could pull this off. I tried to down boost there. I wasn't pulling it off very successfully.
Shake it. Oh god. Woo! Gotcha.
That's a glitch.
That was really weird. Normally you're supposed to shake him and he just...
You're supposed to shake him. You saw that. I thought I was seeing things at first. I was like, did I actually shake him? But I guess I was right. I did shake him.
This game, but I always just return them because it's like, you already got the gem. Where were you?
Shut up! I want to be alone. Leave me alone. This is my life.
You just go in there and just beat the crap out of him. Turn to a ballroom blitz. Anyway, so this was Mischief Makers Part 1. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy the long run of this entire video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys all next time. Later.
Dun, dun. All right, so let's do this. Because I can actually do this. This is also a partial reason why I think this is kind of cool that I can use OBS. So all in all, I think that was pretty good. In comparison between the old stuff, immediate things you can notice right away is face cam. I have a face cam now.
My microphone quality is substantially different. I don't even think I have that Rock Band microphone around here anymore. But I'm sure I do. But you know, that alone, the audio is incredibly different. And the fact that we don't have frame rate all over the damn place, thank God, because that was atrocious to look at. I don't blame people if they didn't want to subscribe to my content and stuff like that. First starting out, I apologize. First starting out, because the quality wasn't that good. It was hard for me to even go back and look at it. I'm like, it's so cringy, but I'm gonna keep talking here. But you know, the thing is when you're first starting out, everybody doesn't have all the funds in the world to make the most optimum content out there, like movie production quality content. And that is something that we all need to wrap our heads around, is if you want to be a YouTuber and you want to start this out, do not worry about content. Do not worry about quality. Just do it. Because if you don't start somewhere, you can even record stuff with your phone. If you don't start somewhere, you'll never start at all. Or at least you'll have a substantial disadvantage to, let's say somebody started out years ago and kept consistent with their content, and they gained 1 or 2 subscribers here, and then eventually that 1 or 2 told 1 or 2 more of their friends, and then and that branches and branches, and soon you've got thousands and thousands of people telling thousands and thousands of people about your stuff, and you're just growing substantially day by day. As opposed to that person that decided, okay, I finally have enough money to afford all this nice fancy stuff, and then they just start, and yeah, their content is crisp and clean. But so is their friends' content that is crisp and clean. But they now have all the subscribers backing them, and you just now started and you don't have anything. And then you're also competing with all the people that are also starting. So you gotta start somewhere, and it's huge. And I'm really, really, really proud of myself for having come that far from where I am now to where I was. And there was also other videos that I could have used as comparisons, such as Freedom Planet, which I had a Turtle Beach microphone for halfway through the video. I actually asked my buddy Zero Kirby what he used, and that's what he was using at the time. And it wasn't until way later, when I bought this microphone here, when I talked to Sean, Jacksepticeye, and he told me, he was like, you know, I used the Shure PG42, and he even wrote it down in my phone, like, here, this is how you spell it, and that way, and stuff like that. And literally that night I went out and bought one, and I'm glad, because they don't actually make this microphone anymore. And in time I'll probably get something that is even a little better and have a volume mixer and everything like that, so I can actually do better audio quality. But you know, for what I have right now and what I'm working with, I've come a long way. And I can't do anything else but pat myself on the back and say, you know, bravo, you did a really good job. And you can only go further from here on out. And the fact that I've been consistent with a video a week, I'm very, very proud of myself for having hit this distance. But I don't want this video to be the longest thing in the world, so I'm going to end it here. I appreciate all the support and all the love that you guys give to me. And we'll definitely see you in the next video. Later.